In the Skibidi world, we've been introduced to a lot of overpowered characters, but the Titans are the ones who stand out the most, with each of them possessing some kind of unique trait that places them at the top. But did you ever wonder what could possibly happen if all of them fought in one battlefield? Yeah, I'm talking about something similar to a brawl. What chaos would it cause, and who would come out as the last Titan standing? Okay, for this battle to be fair, there are some things we have to consider. First of all, we wouldn't be including any future feats or statements and would only be looking at their current capabilities. And secondly, we wouldn't be including Sinister and the Jimmy Apocalypse, since they are going to be totally unfair opponents to fight against. They are invited though, but not actually joining the fight. Our contestants for this battle are the Clock Titan, Tri-Titan, the Watchman, the Pencil Woman, the Battle Armor Speaker, and Necromancer. Before we get into the actual brawl, let's first see how they would fare in a 2v2 battle. And in the first match, we have the Clock Titan and Tri-Titan versus the Battle Armor Speaker and Pencil Woman. Now, you might think this one's totally unfair, as the Tri and Clock Titan totally outclass their opponents. I don't think that's exactly the case. You see, a character like the Pencil Woman has been shown to make replicas of stuff, and can also do the same with the Clock and Tri-Titans as well. And they are quite powerful, with the fake sonar taking out one of the fake G-men in one blow, which I don't think the original is capable of doing at that state. Now, although we can't exactly scale these clones, I think they'd at the very least be able to buy some time. Not only that, their numbers are a lot, and would definitely make things a bit harder for the Clock and Tri-Titan. However, Pencil Woman wouldn't be the only active fighter in this battle, as the Battle Armor Speaker could use his unlimited flex work on both of them, a unique skill with deadly destructive capabilities. However, to be honest, none of these would really matter against these two, especially now that they are working together. One has insane durability and attack potential, while the other literally controls time. So yeah, it wouldn't be a totally one-sided match, but it isn't close either. The Clock team takes this one. Okay, the next battle would be the Emperor and Watchman against the Speaker and Pencil. Now, both of these guys are extremely huge and have higher destructive power and brute strength. However, even though the Watchman is a menace in his show, he isn't necessarily a huge threat against these guys, meaning the real problem this duo would be facing is the Emperor. Now, judging feat-wise, the Emperor was able to handle all of the battle armor all by himself, and that includes the Speaker, by the way. Now, unless maybe you think that the Pencil Woman scales just as much as the rest of the Battle Titans combined, then they might have a fair shot. But yeah, this is very unlikely. Add in the Watchman, and the chances get even lower. Pencil Woman would even consider using Rage Mode, which would inflict a significant amount of damage, but that wouldn't cut it overall. So yeah, the Speaker team also loses this one. But how about things get a lot more interesting, and we put up the Clock and Tri-Titan against the Emperor team? How would it play out? Well, first of all, the Watchman would have to participate in this battle because it's not going to be an easy one. Both the Watchman and Emperor's durability would be a huge card here, as that would decide how long the fight would be. The TV Titan can also use his Ray abilities, and from what we've seen, it does actually work on the Tri-Titan, which can then be used to keep the Tri-Titan out of the battle, at least for now, leaving just the Clock and Emperor to battle it out. And although quite debatable, I think the Clock Titan could handle this one quite easily. His time capabilities are just too overpowered, and his speed is just way beyond what the Emperor can comprehend. And about the TV rays on the Tri-Titan stuff, before you all go rampaging, I think in some cases, some powerful individuals have been shown to resist the ray despite having eyes, and I think it's safe to say the Tri-Titan is also capable of resisting as well, which overall makes the Clock team the winner in whatever way you look at it. Anyways, seems the preliminaries are over. Now let's go to the actual battle. Who comes out as the winner if all these monsters were in one battlefield and are said to fight until the last Titan? Note that this really isn't about who's outright stronger, but also who has more battle experience and the power to match that up. No worries, you'll get what I mean. Alright, the battle begins, and first of all, since the Tri and Clock Titan are the strongest in the group, they would be dominating the battlefield, with both of them handling more than one Titan. I think it'll go like this. The Tri-Titan would fight both the Emperor and the Watchman, while the Clock Titan would be against the Battle Armor Speaker and the Pencil Woman. On the Tri-Titan's end, the Emperor charges in, as he's the one that would serve as the Titan for direct contact with the Tri-Titan, while the Watchman provides support. He uses his rockets on the Tri-Titan, but that was easily stopped by the Tri-Titan's armor. He then uses his stun abilities, and yeah, like I said, it wouldn't really be a huge problem. However, it's able to stun the Tri-Titan for some time, giving the Emperor a chance to land some fatal blows. And at the moment, the advantage seems to be on the duo's side. The Tri-Titan then evolves into his purple form, and everything changes instantly. He now has access to his gravity powers, He uses it on both Titans, following up with multiple speed hits on the Watchman, taking him down. However, the Emperor wouldn't go down that easily, as his durability is arguably better than everyone else on the list. The Tri-Titan, being the monster we know, wouldn't be holding back either, and would go for a massive strike, which I think would be able to finish off the Emperor. But on the other scene, it's the Clock Titan battling both the Battle Armor Speaker and Pencil Woman. Yeah, the same group from before. Now, as you might recall, they lost their past battles due to the gap in individual capabilities. However, both of them are now fighting one opponent, so they should have the advantage, right? Well, unlikely. Their opponent is the Clock Titan, meaning there's no holding back. If not, they'd lose. The Speaker Titan rushes and pulls out the unlimited flex work, while the Pencil uses Rage Mode, and both of them attack at the same time. Seeing this, the Clock Titan has to respond with something huge, or he would take a big hit, and then he uses it, overpowering all attacks coming at him and taking out both Titans in a flash. Now, with this, we're left with just the Tri-Titan and Clock Titan, with both of them having limited strength left. Yeah, I know the difference in strength is pretty obvious at this point, but I can assure you this fight wouldn't be easy. The Clock Titan charges in an attempt to speed Blitz, similar to what he did with the counter. However, little did he know that his opponent is even faster. He stops the Clock Titan and lands a hit, sending the Clock Titan flying. Using his gravity powers, he continues the attack by dragging the Clock Titan for another attack. However, the clock then slows down time and blocks the attack. Seeing as both counter each other, they decide to end it in one blow. The Tri-Titan charges, and the Clock Titan uses the Infinite Boost. Both land their current ultimate strikes, leaving a massive explosion. When the smoke clears, both are seen heavily injured and on the ground. However, I think the Clock Titan can still just regain himself with his time powers, leaving him as the last Titan standing. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Check out this video to see me create the most powerful race in history.